One of the most tiresome parts of being in esports and being part of the discourse, that dreaded term that is so cursed and Orwellian at this point, is all the fan blind spots and the fact that unfortunately they seemingly are incapable of understanding that blind spots can exist, including for them. So for example, basically, if people didn't see a comment that you made in the past or you saw, then you're just making it up because they didn't see it. There's no possibility that you said it and they just didn't happen to see it, or they didn't see a comment you've just read. No, whatever they've read is all that exists in the world. Similarly, when then as a result on the other side, you hyperbolically say, well, nobody's talking about this. If they themselves think that opinion or saw one person ever say it, they'll go, that's not true. And then their assumption is you just don't know the space because all the comments they're seeing is all that exists. It's a kind of solipsistic reasoning about how the world works and what objective reality is. Then they never, ever consider that not only do they not know things you could know, but even worse, that they can't know things you could know. So even though you'll do like shows and interviews and have back and forths on Twitter that sure you know privately top pros, experts and the biggest professionals and industry figures in the world, they'll see those people give insight to you publicly or on a show or in an interview, but they can never imagine you could just message that person off camera. You could just ask them after the interview, what about this, by the way? What was going on? I don't want to say it on the interview. What happened with that situation? And so you're just always an idiot with your thoughts. They're never informed by all the information you're giving, but the fan, he knows everything because he's seen everything that's happened. Also, that notion that they're super informed as the fan, but you're not because you didn't see what they saw is so insane because it's absolutely the premise that they think they see and know more about the scene than you do. Someone who works in it has been embedded in the space for decades. Like they, by the way, quite frankly, just for reasons, no really. Just reasons. Like, there's no reason at all why they would know more. I mean, let's be real, it's just because they disagree with your opinion. So their base assumption is if you ever have a different opinion, you must be wrong, and therefore you cannot know anything about the game because they're always right because they're a stupid Zoomer. Then how about the fact that they're not even people interested in these topics or having discussions? They're people that seemingly just want their own opinion reflected back at them, and then instead of even going, well, that's just my opinion, they go, you're right, because you've said that. It's like that famous thing back in the day where if I did any sort of journalism critiquing TSM, I was scum, this was corrupt, I was wrong, I'm a liar, I hate them. But the second I would do some, by the way, same logical premise maintained, same principles in play, but there'd be something good TSM did, like actually had a good team. Then when I would do that piece of journalism, finally, good journalism. Well, I guess even a broken clock is twice a day, which is impressive because you guys are wrong every single time, all the day, even when you accidentally could be right, it seems like. Then there's also that whole thing where it's like, when they want their opinion reflected back, the reason that is so disappointing is if I hear someone really smart like LS in League of Legends or Yanko in CSGO, if I find out they have a different opinion than me, my first thought is, I'm curious, why is their opinion different? What do they think? What's the philosophy informing that? Can you give me examples of that? I'd actually like to get to know this. This is interesting. Let's go down this rabbit hole. No. The fans, their blind spot is they're incredibly incurious. They just don't care why you might think otherwise. Like I say, it's probably just a hater or wrong or an imbecile, or you could never ever say anything right because they don't like you as a person. And then also, lastly, probably one of the most annoying ones is this really stupid game called Move the Goalposts that they love to play. So they'll start and they'll go, hey, nobody ever said that. And you'll go, well, actually, someone did say that. Look, okay, well, maybe one person did. Well, no, I actually saw a few people say, all right, well, maybe some people did, but everyone didn't think that, did they? So at the end, you realise, oh, wait, you were just going to keep moving the goalposts constantly. So I always lose and you always win. And what was I doing? What a waste of everyone's time this is.
Hear me now, because the thing is, I wouldn't be able to get all the work I do without my brethren, the Mandem, in the Skrilluminati, my Patreon community, because this video, like all of them on my channel, is kindly supported by Frisky, Matt Pugnatio Rajcula, Ahmed Hadjou, Jensen Goh, Tobias Bernasconi, Animosity, Torin, Tosh, and you know it, a special thanks always goes out to Jerky's Minion, who always has my back. Would you like to ask a question in my regular AMAs? Do you want to suggest a topic or a guest I could take in my work? Do you want teasers? Find out who the upcoming guests are going to be. Maybe you want to be part of those lengthy esports discussions I do with my top donators. Well, if so, put your money where your mouth is and join the Skrilluminati today, where? Via the Patreon link in the description box below.